They are real people who will play Ludo together, they'll talk, they'll have fun, they'll miss their wives. They've all got stories to tell. The decision was his. He insisted that I think this film would be interesting if the real person plays his own story. And for me, it was closure. I wanted closure, and I wasn't getting it outside. She was handling the kids' school, she was handling the house, my parents, her work, dealing with so many brands that were just sort of on tenterhooks, dealing with her channels which were saying, what do we do? And I was just thinking, why are they blaming her for something I'm accused of? It's not her fault. So that mask I put on, honestly, it was just out of being unhappy with the way media played out the media trial.
Hi guys, thank you so much for making the time to talk to me. You know, I watched the trailer and my first question is, of course, about the creative liberties you all have taken while making this film. How much of it that we see in the trailer is close to reality?
As an actor, I can tell you we've taken zero creative liberties when it comes to the story, because when you want that tagline based on a true story, it comes with a lot of prerequisites. It has to be based on a lot of facts, which we've given, a lot of evidence, which we've given from people who have come out of the jail after me as well, who have validated what I have said.
You know, we have not done anything to amplify the situation or to dramatize the situation. Nothing. There was enough content within those 63 days that happened. But yeah, we have presented in a humorous way.
So the decision to kind of add the dash of humor to a topic that is so intense,
Seriously.
and like you said, it is based on true life events, right? So how do you kind of, you know, make sure that you're not also crossing the line? And
So finding positivity in every situation was the lens that we put it on. There isn't an agenda like, you know, कि अब किसी का murder नहीं होने वाला, किसी की conspiracy नहीं हो रही. It's just the daily life routine hits you so hard. That was our roller coaster.
I'll give you a small example. Like, I had a knee problem that time, a meniscus tear, so I couldn't squat. I needed an English toilet. So I just asked him before going inside, as I knew I was entering the jail, that English toilet मिल जाएगा ना? He said, sir, we have new English toilet. And then when I finally needed to go, I realized that the toilet was here, the Indian toilet, and the English toilet was somewhere over there, far away. It wasn't working, there was no hole under it. It was just an English toilet. So I said, English toilet hai, but working nahi hai. You laugh, you understand. So you found that funny. So that was the scenario. I found it funny. I said, well, he didn't lie. English toilet hai, but chal nahi raha. Wo alag baat hai. There was a little humor. There are real people who will play Ludo together. They'll talk, they'll have fun, they'll miss their wives. They've all got stories to tell. Each one has his own individual story. So it's not just my story. It's a story of a lot of inmates who are living together, who become a dysfunctional family.
Right. But Raj, you know, like you said earlier, it was, these days were tough. So kind of through this film, you're somewhere reliving them. So the decision to kind of cast, be sure that you're, you know, playing the lead in a film about yourself, wasn't that a little difficult to kind of relive them again?
It was difficult. The decision was his. He insisted that I think this film would be interesting if the real person plays his own story. Till today, it's never been done. One, it's unique. So again, it was like a selling point more than anything, that what's going to be unique about our project.
If he would have said no, then I don't think we would have done this film. Like, so that was kind of given. And not only him, even the other actors, they are pretty much new. They all are raw talent. Somebody came from Kolhapur, somebody came from somewhere else, and somebody was a Zomato delivery guy in a film. Night job and daytime acting. So we wanted people like that, you know, new, fresh.
So how was it directing someone who's actually not an actor but a very successful businessman?
So of course we have seen him on TikTok. So he was aware enough कि like यार TikTok तक ठीक था, लेकिन कैमरा के सामने तो नहीं हो सकता. Then we started doing workshop. He started doing workshop. Initial days of those workshop ना, used to see the videos. Oh my God!
I think we shocked.
I used to see recorded, go back to office and like, यार एक्टर ढूंढना चाहिए क्या? गलती तो नहीं हो गई ना, मतलब वो होता ना जज्बात में ओवर कमिट तो नहीं करते कि नहीं राज तुम ही करोगे तो पिक्चर नहीं होगी. But then he pulled himself, he got aligned like how. Second day, my God, I gave him the hardest of the scene because I knew अगर करना है तो अभी करना है. Let's see it. How, where do we stand? And he delivered, man. The scene was with the first time when he gets his call with Shilpa, and the minute he finished that scene, my God, everybody was silent. Everybody was pin drop. There was pin drop silence on set, and everybody was like, shit, what just happened? After delivering that take, coming back to him and saying, बहुत मस्त है यार, एक और.
Oh my God.
So that was the hardest.
To ball and then really ball again.
But how did you do that? Like he said, so difficult to kind of relive it.
I've relived the experiences. I just went back to the day. Each and every day, I still remember like it happened yesterday. All 63 days. The first phone call, the first time I saw the kind of food and drink they were going to give us. I was just reliving it. And for me, it was closure. I wanted closure, and I wasn't getting it outside. It was very easy for me to carry on in life, forget about things, shy away, hide away, not show people what I was put through. This is closure for me.
But you know, is there a day that you remember while you were spending these days as an under trial in the jail, that kind of really broke you?
10 days not speaking to Shilpa, that first call that I had,
Yeah.
and I bawled. And I bawled because I just remember that first day again, and it still upsets me every time that in our life we've never had a day where we've not spoken to each other 5 times. I'm either traveling for business, she's wherever she is, but we know what's going on. 10 days not getting to speak to each other after 14 years of marriage, and knowing what she's going through outside. There was a pain that I was going through, but there was a pain she was dealing with.
Yeah.
She had to deal with people there and then. I had to deal with just accused inmates. So there was a different perception. But for her, she was handling the kids' school, she was handling the house, my parents, her work, dealing with so many brands that were just sort of on tenterhooks, dealing with her channels which were saying, what do we do? And I was just thinking, why are they blaming her for something I'm accused of? It's not her fault. That support she gave me and that call and that strength she gave me, just helped me get through those 60 days. We kept every call, every week that I used to get used to look like, Aajkal mein ho raha hai, Aajkal mein ho raha hai. So I was living inside thinking Aajkal. For 63 days, I lived with the Aajkal. I think the last 20 days is when she told me, Raj, it's going to take me 15-20 days more. Now don't think Aajkal. Otherwise, when you're living in that, Aajkal, hope pe ji rahe ho wahan pe. And when you're living on that hope, it's harder to pass time in jail.
Right.
You have to forget. So the second half probably was slightly easier in the sense that I gave up on thinking bail kab aayegi.
How has this incident kind of changed you as a person?
I believe a lot in karma. I was borderline atheist. For me, what goes around comes around. Acha karo, acha hoga. So that's the sort of school of thought I was from. And maybe jane anjane mein something I've done in this life or last life has come back and it's haunting me now. In adversity, you understand also who your friends are, who they're not. You understand a lot of things. And I think I've come out and I had a huge, I wouldn't say a social life, but a social circle of a good few thousand contacts. But I saw a lot of people go helter-skelter. And people that I never thought would. So that's a good learning. I've come back and I've sort of filtered my list down from 3,000 to probably 150 now. And I know that those 150 I could call upon and they'd be there.
I think these are also the things that come with kind of being a public figure, right? In times like this, it's very difficult to protect your family. While you're going through this yourself, you're thinking what your family is going through. Right. So how do you kind of protect your family, your wife, your kids? Because everything's out there in social media.
It's tough. I mean, luckily, my daughter was too young. She
Yeah.
was like 2 at that time. My son was sort of 10, 11. He understands what's going on, what's not going on. And he's not on social media. He's not allowed a mobile phone still. So that was lucky for us.
Yeah.
But iPad to hai, so you'll Google. So his mum said, look, not Googling, not doing all this.
Yeah.
She had to keep him protected because I couldn't do that sitting inside. So
Yeah.
she was making sure his schooling and everything is going on properly. For Shilpa, she had to just show her strength. I mean, literally, I don't think she realized how strong she was till this happened. She was my rock of Gibraltar. She really did hold fort and with dignity. It's not easy when all
She
this is
really
happening. So I have a huge amount of respect for her, for what she's not just done for me, my kids, but my family, my mum and dad. She was literally looking after and saying, look, don't worry, everything's going to be fine. Words can't justify what she's done for me. A thank you would be
course.
too short.
Do you sometimes, after what happened, kind of feel that I wish I wasn't a public figure?
See, we always used to laugh about it when Shilpa says, you're a strong man, because it's not easy to be, she's the famous one, she's the celebrity, and to be sort of the sidekick, or some guys call me the clutch man, and they try and bring you down, and it's normal. So I would say it's a difficult job, but somebody has to do it. I'm married to you, Shilpa. I will hold that. I will hold that torch. I'll be the torch bearer. For me, it's always been about seeing her succeed in life and seeing her do well. When someone tries to bring me down and say, Arey, tu to sirf Shilpa ka pati hai. But yes, I am, and I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. There's nothing wrong in being called someone's husband. I mean, women always call somebody's wives,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I take
There's
pride in
nothing wrong in it.
I'm the most proudest husband there is out there,
Right.
when she signs a film, or when she does a project, or when brands come to her, or when I see her followers increase. It just gives me so much pride. I'm so proud of her.
I think it's great. I think we need more of them out there, really.
There should be.
One last quick question. Of course, in the last 2 years, we've only seen you with the mask on. What was the decision behind kind of putting on that mask?
Yeah.
And how do you now feel when the mask is off?
So that mask I put on, honestly, it was just out of being unhappy with the way media played out the media trial. They didn't give law a chance. It was just literally, we think he's guilty karar kar do, let him now deal with it. Internally, I just know that Shilpa and I have always been out there. You want to click us, we've been available as a family. I understand that she's a celebrity in the house. And I just said, Shilpa, it's your job, you do it. I'm going to cover up. I don't want my face to be covered anymore. I've had enough. And she respected that. And it started as that. And then when Shah and I discussed and we decided that this film was going to happen, I said, you know what? In my mind, I would take this mask off when the clean chit comes, the day it comes. But Until then, you know what I'm going to do? When the trailer's ready, that's the day I'll take off the mask. And it just kept reminding me of the troller's hate and that he's embarrassed and he's shy and he muh dikhane ke laik nahi hai and all those comments that used to come. I
Yeah.
said, you know what? Good. Because anyone with half a brain would say, if he was shy or upset about something, he would not wear those 70 different colored masks. He
Yeah.
would not come out there and make a statement. I walked out with a statement. I played to the audience. I played to
Yeah.
the controllers. I said, you know what? Go for it.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to
Thank
me
you.
and good luck for the film.
Thank you so much.
guys.
Thank you, Sally.